In this video, I'm going to talk about what you can do with Google Docs. You can do a lot. And this is just before we get into all the functions and features that go into using Google Docs. So once you kind of know the potential for Google Docs and why you should use Google Docs, then you can say, wow, I want to use Google Docs for these reasons. And now I got to go learn it. I'm just going to go watch Bart's videos. There you go. All right. So what can you do with Google Docs? And yes, there are alternatives out there, Microsoft Word and this and a couple other things. But no, for me, I just like Google Docs. I go there. What can you do with Google Docs? Well, number one, you can take unlimited notes inside a Google Doc. Take and keep various notes on any subject, include website links in your Google Doc, images, text, statements, paragraphs, you name it, etc. Hey, give your new Google document a title, such as XYZ Notes, etc., and return to it whenever you want to do more research and add more notes. I use Google Docs when I'm doing research for a new book I'm writing. Whether I do research online or write from what's on my mind, I'll just accumulate all my notes for the book and then go write the book based on the notes that I took in the Google Doc. I also use Google Docs with my clients when I work with them. We'll create a Google Doc, drop ideas, website links, various notes, maybe even user and password information, to log into certain accounts, and in one Google Doc for only our eyes to see. And of course, we'll reference it from time to time as we progress through our working relationship. We might even add stuff, take away stuff, until one day, maybe the Google Doc is empty and there's no more notes because either I finished the work for them or we just came to an ending. It was great. I even create Google documents for people who want to interview me in regards to any of my books. These Google documents act like show notes for the show host to read before and during the show about me to make sure my interviews go well. Let me show you what one of those looks like. So this is an interview document, a Google document on how to interview me for one of my books called Rich Coach, Broke Coach. It gives you instructions, check this out, follow this, do that, give me a call, blah, blah, blah. Here's information about the book, a suggested interview intro, my bio, intro, interview questions. This is a Google Doc, and I just give this out to those who want to interview me about this book. They can print this, they can download it to their computer, they can edit it once they make a copy of it. It's good stuff. I like using Google Docs for lots of things. Invoices. If a client owes me money for work that I'll do for them, I'll create a simple one-page invoice inside a Google Doc. I'll share it with them and get paid. I can even include payment options and links inside the Google Doc for them to click on, which take them to PayPal, for example, to pay me. Let me show you what that looks like. So here is a sample invoice. You can see hello client name, address, work description, fees, what I'm charging, payment method, and then click here on this link to pay me if you want to pay by credit card or PayPal. And it takes them to a shopping cart page where people can enter in their credit card information and how much they're going to pay me. Resume. Hey, if you're looking for a job and you need to create a resume, create it in a Google Doc. They have great resume templates for you to work from. Also, if you know where it is, you can update it at any time. And if someone wants a copy of it, share it with them. And voila, you just might get hired. But seriously, I was helping someone with their resume, and years went by where I didn't help them because they didn't need it. And then one time they needed it, and we were looking for the resume on the computer, my computer, their computer. We couldn't find it. It was like, oh my gosh, got to create it from scratch. No. Creating it in a Google Doc, the resume's on the cloud. All you got to do is find it, edit it, and you're off to the races. Letters. Quickly draft letters to people for whatever reason inside a Google document. Maybe you need to draft a letter to include with something that you're mailing to someone. Once you're done writing that letter, print it, and you're off to mailing it or whatever. A lot of people don't have the Microsoft Office suite of programs that include Microsoft Word. Hey, no worries. Google Documents to the rescue. Because that Microsoft Office suite can cost money. $99 a year, $69 a year. No thanks. Business plans. I love this one. I love writing whole business plans inside Google Documents whenever I have a great idea for a business, a website, or whatever. I'll whip out a new Google document and start writing the business plan for that business idea. I can include outlines, links to ideas that I found online, sample websites, how to, what to, where to, and anything else that I need to document inside that business plan. And I even wrote a report on my website called Learn How to Write Business Plans with My Personal Quick Start Business Plan Outline and Writing Strategies. So this little report, which is found on my website, goes into how to go about writing a business plan. Introduction, mission statement, products and services, target market, marketing tactics, business operations, finances, resources required, expected accomplishments, future growth and expansion. That's it. That's the skeleton of a great business plan. Now all you got to do is just fill it in with the research that you'll put in the Google Doc. Plus, I can review such business plans that I write in the Google Doc on my phone when I want to. I don't always need to be at my computer. Good stuff. Reports, articles, and checklists. I've written hundreds of articles, special reports, and checklists that I've published on my website, which all link to individual Google Docs rather than a web page on my website. I'll give you an example. These articles on my website, all of these open up into a Google document. There were just so many articles that I wrote to manage them in a website building sort of situation or softwares could be a little overwhelming. But to just whip out a article in a Google Doc, link to it, let the folks have at it, read it, if they like it, if they want to print it, file, print, if they want to email it to themselves or download it, hey, have a good day. And the same thing goes for checklists. I wrote a bunch of checklists, about 60 of them. And these checklists are all in Google Docs because there were so many. And it was so much easier just to write them individually. And then if you wanted to print them, and again, these are checklists, why not create it in a Google Doc so that people can print them, file, print, and then check off these boxes, or this line item as they accomplish it. Oh, I did this, I did this, I did this, I did this. It's a checklist, Have it tangible in your hand to print and then be able to, take a pen and, hey, I did that. I accomplished that. Hey, the whole checklist is done. Great. So, again, written hundreds of articles, checklists that I've published on my website. Writing an article in a Google document is fast. Not always the case when publishing articles on your website. What's more, it's easier to print from a Google document than it is to print from a web page if someone wanted to print one of your articles or your checklists. Write a book. Yes, you can write a book in a Google Doc. I've written whole books inside Google Docs because it's fast and convenient. Let me show you one of those. I remember writing for this book, and I just opened up a Google Doc, started writing, table of contents, the whole thing, and you can see over here how many pages this book is comprised of. It's still calculating. That's amazing. Wow. Can you imagine? A 297-page book inside a Google Doc. That's right. The whole book. I'm just going to cruise through this. Look at this. The whole book is right here. I wrote the whole book in a Google Doc. Good stuff. And you see, with Google Docs, I can write my new book using my computer or on my phone. Whenever I step away from the computer and I've got inspiration to write more, I'll just go ahead and bring out the phone, open up the Google Doc app, find the Google Doc for the book, and I'll make additions and changes and edits as I want on the phone. I can also share my book written in a Google Doc with my editor to edit once I'm done writing. No mailing them a printed document. Corrections are made right in the document. No emailing an attachment and messing around with that nonsense. Oh, do I have the most current Word doc that I sent you? Can you resend it? Oh my God, forget about that stuff. Google Docs, people. Then, once I'm done writing my, now edited, book inside a Google Doc, I'll transfer what I wrote, chapter by chapter, into either Affinity Publisher or Adobe InDesign and properly lay out the interior pages for a paperback book so I can then publish it on Amazon.com. I've even created a book template inside a Google document that I use and which I give to my clients to help them write their books really fast too. Let me show you what that looks like. So imagine you want to write a book. Well, I created this book template. All you got to do is replace what's in red. Your title, your subtitle, your name, copyright notice information, disclaimer, acknowledgments, dedications, if you're going to use them, optional, table of contents. Here's the chapters. You might wind up with 7 chapters or 12 or 15 or 21. It doesn't matter. Just take, delete, erase, add what you want. Here's your message from the author. Replace the text in your photograph. Your name. You see what I'm saying? This thing is already, the structure is there. Chapter 1, enter the title, start typing. Chapter 2, enter the title, start typing. So you can see how writing a book inside Google Documents is very possible. Hey, what else? Yeah, what else can you use Google Docs for? Use your imagination. I'm sure something will come up and you'll go, "Oh, a Google Doc would be perfect for this particular project." Yeah, good. All right, now that you know what you can do with Google Docs, let's go to the next video real quick and learn why you should be using Google Docs. You know, why do I use them? Well, I'm going to share that with you in the next video. Come on, let's check it out real quick, and then we'll get right to all the technical videos on how to do this and how to do that and functionality and all the stuff you need to know to really maximize your use of using Google Documents like I do.